Hello, I'm going to demonstrate how to use a CIP-30 wallet to sign Marlowe Runtime transactions. In this case, we're using the NAMI wallet, but any Babbage-compatible CIP-30 wallet can be made to work. And we'll be using the Marlowe Runtime web services, so here's the URL for that. And then we'll be running a simple contract where a depositor deposits a certain amount of ADA, and the contract holds it for the benefit of a receiver. After a timeout, an implicit close pays the funds to the receiver. So I'll put in the receiver address here, and we'll make it 15 ADA. And then here's the contract that will be submitted. And since this is a learning example, we're actually going to open the web browser console. There'll be a lot of log messages there. We'll talk a little bit about them. And if you run this example yourself, you can probe into the details. So the first thing to do is create the contract. So here's a pop-up from the NAMI wallet. We're going to sign the transaction. And we have to wait. In the log panel, you can see the transaction was built, it was submitted, and now we're waiting for it to go on the blockchain. Okay, that was confirmed. So now we're going to deposit funds. Once again, we have to sign the transaction. We hit confirm, and then we have to wait a bit. Now that deposit was confirmed, and we actually have to wait a bit until this time before we push the release funds button. If we were to push it now, we get an error, and we actually have to wait not just for this time, but for the next block produced after that time. So if you have access to a node console, you can watch the times and see when blocks are built and wait for at least the first block being built after the time limit in the contract. So while we're waiting, let's take a look at a few things. We can open Marlowe Scan, and you can actually see information about the contract, including the code that we just posted, and then the transactions that are here. That's one thing. And then if you click on the transactions, you can see them in Cardano Scan. So there's the creation transaction, and the first deposit is also there. And here you can probe into the details of the Marlowe contract, look at the data, look at the redeemer and the contract and things like that. But now we just have to wait a little bit. Okay, now enough time has passed, so we're going to release the funds. This requires the transaction to be signed. We'll hit confirm and then wait. There's the confirmation, so we're done. We'll click and look at the transaction. It'll actually take a minute for this to show up in Cardano Scan. There it is. We can see there's no longer any more contract, and the 15 ADA has been paid to the address that it was held for. If you look in Marlowe Scan, you can see the list of transactions and peruse them. So thank you.